they trust you, but are you a black box they feed it into, or do you take a Brian Klugman, who's a director and writer, and all around just, creative dude, and you say, okay, here's your cool script, here's your great idea. I know that you have friends in the industry who want to be participating in this, but do you say, you know what, here are some things I want to walk you through for your budget. This is what we need for distribution. This is what we need for marketing. Do you do that with these auteurs?
Look, I know every single part of the business now, and certainly, as a kid when I was starting to make my own films, I couldn't really afford to have great line producers, top line producers, so I did a lot of the budgets myself. I would write the checks myself. I would supervise the post-production myself, so I really understood the nuts and bolts of making a movie. And then, which really helped me a lot, actually, with dealing with the filmmakers later at William Morris, because I could read the budgets of their scripts, and I could read the scripts and say, okay, you don't need to shoot the film in this distant location. We could do the close-ups and the interiors here. We could do this and this and this, and really talk with some real authority about the way that their films could get made. I could talk about how we were going to finance the movie, where we could shoot it that would maximize the tax credits, where we could shoot it that would take advantage of whatever, some financing that was available, subsidies. We could talk about what would be the result when the film was done, how we would go and arrange the distribution for that film. I really have covered every single area of what we do. And going back to what you're saying, my father, my real father, was a painter. My grandfather was a painter. My middle brother, the one in between Carrie and I, is a painter. So I really get art. I'm not an artist myself, but I really get it. And I really, when I see it, I know when I'm watching a piece of art. And the business that I'm in is connecting art with money. And that real crossroads. How do you make money from art? And how do the artists still feel good that they got to create what they wanted to do? How do the finances feel good that they got to make money from the art? And left to their own devices with each other, you read and hear about all the time these major disasters that are going on between the various parties involved. And I've been involved in my fair share of terrible situations, but I've managed to get my way out of them by being calm about it and being smart about it, and really kind of being the peacemaker and the deal maker in between, and getting all the sides to calm down and understanding where both sides were coming from. I feel like if I'd been in any other kind of business, I could have been a peace negotiator and
diplomat.
Could have been a diplomat traveling around the world sorting out issues, because that is in fact what you're doing most of the time, is problem solving. Mm-hmm. You are kind of bringing together very, very brilliant people, because most people that have made a lot of money have made it in some brilliant way. Maybe some of them inherited it from their dads or their moms or their family or whatever, but quite a few of them actually made the money themselves, because they're geniuses in their own businesses. They're not geniuses in filmmaking yet, because they haven't learned that business. And then you have these artists who are geniuses too, who created incredible pieces of art that have been wildly successful, and they, and artists have their own kind of specific personalities, and they're very different. This is someone using whatever it is, their left-hand side of their brain and the right-hand side of the brain, they don't necessarily mesh together really well, because the artist is about making great art, and it doesn't matter how much it costs. Mm-hmm. And then the great businessman has made enormous amounts of money because he always cared about how much everything cost. So putting these people together, it's me sitting in the middle going, I understand both of you, so let me figure it out.